Well, hello everybody from sunny Devon.
And hello from equally sunny Bristol.
Isn't it lovely?
It is glorious, glorious weather.
Glorious weather. We have to say how much we appreciate the weather because we moaned about it so much previously. Well, perhaps that was just me.
I am very much enjoying having the sunshine. I've absolutely done more than my fair share of moaning about the lack of it. Now I'm moaning about the fact that I have to work and it's sunny and I don't want to.
Yeah, we were just saying we feel all out of work motivation because it's just so nice, and it sort of puts you in holiday mode, doesn't it? And makes you want to do nothing, I guess.
Yeah, the worst of my my office setup is that through the window I can see my sun lounger temptingly sitting there going, "Come to me, come to me."
Oh dear, so much temptation.
Yeah, I've done some work today. I've been to a car boot sale, picked up a few bits.
Didn't you go to a car boot sale yesterday?
And the day before. I've been three days running. I've been to car boot sales. Yeah.
And now you're telling me that you've got too much stock.
Yeah, I'm drowning in stock and I'm buying faster than I'm listing. So.
Oh dear. The eternal reseller problem, that is.
Yeah. You sound very far away. I'm not sure why. You don't normally sound so distant. I don't know if it's going to sound that way to listeners.
Funnily enough, you did as well to start with. Just try putting your volume on your Mac up.
Oh, maybe I've turned you down. Maybe that's what I've done.
F12.
Speak.
Hello, is that better?
Yes, that's louder.
Oh, that's good.
It's funny that.
Yes, amazing.
Oh, I'm so techy.
So what's been happening this week? What exciting things have happened, or not exciting, or anything? Have you done anything?
I haven't had any excitement. No excitement this week. Just it's been very nice sunshine. I've spent every available spare moment on my sun lounger, and to be fair, some of the moments I've spent on it weren't spare, which is why I'm now drowning in work.
Yeah, I've been outside a lot. We've been eating out in the evenings, which is outside on the balcony, which is just so nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Again, that makes you feel like you're on holiday. I've been reading outside quite a lot this week, and I've had a really, what's it called? I've been in a book slump. I've started 3 books and not enjoyed them at all, and put them to one side, and then restarted one of them. And I thought, oh, maybe I'm just not in a reading mood. But then I started another one yesterday, and it's absolutely blooming brilliant. And I keep having to put it down and go and do stuff, which is so annoying.
So what are you reading now?
I am reading a John Mars book called, oh, I'm hopeless. Why can I not recall what this is called?
I've never heard of him.
I don't think you'd like it. It can be a bit gruesome-y.
Oh, yeah, I like very gruesome. Mild murder.
There's a woman...
Very mild, neat and tidy murder, I like.
Yeah, there's no actual murder yet, but I feel like there might be at some point. There's been someone's kept her mother locked up in the attic for many years.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, I don't like anything psychological. I don't like anything in which anyone is tormented.
Oh, it's definitely that. You won't like it.
I don't like any sadness. I like very neat and tidy murders of people that nobody liked very much anyway, so nobody's very upset about it. And I like it to be described as, he opened the door, took one look, and ushered her outside hurriedly. And that's it. There's a dead body. You know,
is that why they call it cozy crime?
I think so, yeah, because it doesn't actually distress you.
Now, I quite enjoy a good psychological thriller, but since they became so popular, sorry, I'm going off at a tangent here, but don't you think books, that the type of books that are popular goes in trends? Like chick lit was really popular for a while, and then the sort of misery memoir, the Child Called It, and all the...
Yeah, I definitely think there's trends of what publishers put out. So I think something absolutely flies and publishers leap on it.
Yeah.
And I've noticed a trend, for example, that somebody wrote a nice little book that in the chick lit genre called, for example, The Cafe by the Sea, and suddenly all of the books were called The Cozy Comfort Cafe or The Sunshine Cafe or The Beach Cafe. And and when you read the actual book, there's very little about the actual cafe in it. The cafe is just that they had to, they I think publishers jump on what's selling.
Yeah, definitely.
And bend things in that direction. And I do sometimes wonder what the author called it.
Yeah, and then there was
the author called it something completely different.
Psychological thrillers then became very popular, didn't they? And because I read a lot of them anyway, I found that they became very formulaic and not so good as you could guess the twist quite easily. And also the other one I've noticed is the sort of chick lit but at Christmas themed books, like Christmas at the Cozy Cafe.
Yeah. Christmas at the bookshop by the sea.
Yes. That's the whole genre in itself now, isn't it? Christmas themed books, more than you could ever manage to read over the Christmas period, I would think.
Yeah, definitely.
So
yeah, I think publishers jump on it. Publishers go, this is what's selling, and because that's what's selling, that's what there's more of, and therefore it sells more, and it's a self-fulfilling.
Yeah.
But that was I was really, really lucid for the beginning of that sentence, and now it's all gone.
It went so well, the first half of that. And of course, then there was when Twilight was popular, all the vampire stories were quite a thing, weren't they? And now there seems to be a sort of subgenre of, I want to say young adult, but it's older than young adult, but with lots of sex in it, basically.
Yeah.
That's another thing, isn't it? I think that TikTok is quite, I don't know, perhaps it's just what TikTok feeds to me, but there's a lot of, oh, sorry, I haven't closed my email. Yeah, I think TikTok is quite responsible for that genre of book having.
I wonder if that's an age thing as well, because I'm like, oh dear, I don't need to read about sex. I know about sex. I'm nearly 50. I know about it now.
Yes. I mean, I used to love a racy Jackie Collins back in the day, Jacqueline Suzanne. Now, if I get to a sex scene, I tend to skip through it because it's boring.
And also not remotely realistic.
Yeah, absolutely, yes.
They never mention in these sex scenes that she's suddenly going, oh, I didn't put the tumble dryer on.
Yeah. Oh God, that's an age thing, isn't it?
Old age comes to us all.
Oh, perhaps
look at what the young people are doing and think, oh yeah, I'm too old for any of that now.
What else has happened then? Anything?
Nothing. No, I don't have any. Like I said, apart from several boot sales.
Oh, I've had Will home for the weekend. It's been lovely. He's still here.
I did see on Instagram that you guys were out on the lash, that you'd gone out for an evening drinky somewhere.
No, it was a lunchtime drink up on Dartmoor. A very civilised drink.
It was evening when I saw it, so I assumed it had just happened.
No, we'd just been up to Dartmoor again actually, and we went for a drink. But it was a milkshake at the Ellicombe Farm Cafe.
Right. Yeah.
They've got a vending machine for milkshakes and milk where you take your own bottle.
Yeah.
Very bucolic. Very what's the word I'm looking for? Good for the environment type of thing. No waste, zero waste. That's
sustainable. All the rest of it. Yeah.
Absolutely. They've also got alpacas.
Are they sustainable?
I've no idea, but they're quite cute. I'm quite fond of alpacas.
Yeah, you mentioned that a couple of weeks ago, I think, possibly in one of these podcasts. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm quite keen on alpacas. Anyway, yes, we've just been up to Dartmoor again. Will's been home for the weekend, and it's been lovely to have him home. And just like when he lived here, his room's an absolute tip. There's not a single clean mug in the cupboard because they're all in his room. And I've done quite a lot of his laundry. So just like old times, really.
Has he shifted his mindset yet to it not being home? Is he, in his mind, is he coming home for the weekend, or is he coming to yours for the weekend and then going home afterwards?
He calls it home. But he also calls London home as well. So I think you do, don't you, for a while? I think it's both places are home. Maybe. I suppose it depends how happy you were there. Well, yeah. And home isn't necessarily a place, is it? Of course. Home is.
Well, I've noticed it about Tammy. I mentioned it to Tammy a couple of weeks ago. I said, in all the places I've known you live, you've never referred to your home as I'm going home. She always says things like, well, I'm going back to the flat and then I'm going to do blah, blah, blah. Or I'm going back to the house and I should do blah, blah. And she never, ever says I'm going home. And I said, I wonder what that is. I wonder how a psychologist would unpick that one.
So did she agree that she doesn't think of it as home? Or
she kind of went, you're right, I do. I never noticed that I do that. I was like, yeah, you never ever say I'm going home. You always say I'm going back to the flat or going back to the house.
How weird.
Yeah.
Now she's going to be really conscious of it every time she says it.
But I think she's always rented, and because she's always moved around a lot for work, she's never been in one place for more than a couple of years at a stretch. So I wonder if perhaps if you buy it yourself, it feels like home, or if you live in it for a very long time, it feels like home. You know, I've lived in this house
Yeah.
25 years, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the slightly nomadic life.
Yes,
Different.
possibly.
Don't know how we got onto that.
No, I don't actually. That took a turn, didn't it? Anyway, yes, he's going back to London this evening. And I'm going to miss him. It's been lovely having him at home.
Natalie was off work last week. Maybe that's why I didn't get much work done. Although, to be fair, she was having a social life a lot of it. Maybe I just used her existence as an excuse not to get any work done.
Were you out and about a lot with her or not really?
No, not really. No. I seem to have lost big chunks of last week. I'm not sure what I did with most of it.
I find the days are going by so quickly. I can't believe it. We're nearly halfway through the year, and I know everybody says it, don't they? Oh gosh, this month's gone quick. Oh God, this week's gone. But halfway through the year.
Yeah, I thought to myself earlier on, I should start planning if I'm going to do Vlogmas this year, which sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But actually, I should start planning it because it actually does take some planning, and that kind of.
Look at me laughing at you. I've actually started doing some Vlogmas planning.
There we go. You see, it's not just me.
Gift guides and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do this year, but yeah, the year does rocket past. I think that's another age thing, isn't it? The older you get, the faster time goes.
Oh, absolutely.
Because when you're a kid and it's going to be, it's going to be your birthday in July, and you're like, but it's only January now, and that's forever away. Yeah.
When you're a kid, though, this is my theory on, I've probably told you this before. This is my theory on why time goes faster as you get older. So when you're 6, a year is a sixth of your life. So a year takes longer to go by, or feels like it does.
Yeah.
Now I'm 54. A year is only about 2% of my life or something. Probably less than that now. So
if you look at it the other way round, a year now is probably 5% of my remaining life.
Oh my God.
Dumb.
5%?
Yeah.
How many things yourself then?
I reckon I'll probably get to 70. I think I'll probably get to about 70 if I'm lucky.
That's not very old these days.
No, I know, but I haven't really looked after my bod, have I?
Yeah, I suppose. How old's your mum? Your mum's over 70, isn't she?
My mum's 75.
You're about to get to 75 then, I'd have thought.
I don't think that's how it works, love. I don't think you automatically get what your parents got. It's not like it's doled out like that.
No, I know, but...
And also, I don't, because of never knowing my natural father, because he left when I was a year old.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's alive or gone, or if so, or he may have gone early. Who knows?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So...
Well, that was a cheerful conversation, wasn't it?
It was, wasn't it? Oh, we really, really have taken a turn. What were we supposed to be talking about? I don't think it was mortality.
No, I'm planning to live till I'm at least 126, I think.
Okay. That's quite a while then. You've still got, you're not even halfway yet then. That's good.
Well, considering how exhausted I am now, I think I probably won't get there, will I?
Proper prior planning prevents poor performance. So if you plan to live to 126 years old, you'll be fine. Just plan.
Well, I need to do something about my health, I should think. Anyway, what are we talking about? It's a suggested topic by Joan Rutherford this week. And it is, she gave us a couple. One we've decided we're not going to do, which was, what controversial points of view do you think you hold that would surprise each of you?
And we decided that putting our controversial points of view out on the internet was this way destruction lies.
Considering what some people get offended by these days, I think controversial points of view is not one to chat about on the internet.
No.
Well, sorry, Joan, but we're giving that one a bit of a swear. We're not brave enough.
So what did we decide to go with?
We are going with which is the best place you've visited in the UK and why, and where would you like to visit in the UK and why? City break, seaside resort, countryside, historical location. I don't know if we have to do one for each of those categories. Couldn't say that word. So let's start with which is the best place you've visited in the UK and why?
I had a very nice couple of days just outside Inverness.
Well, that was not what I was expecting to hear.
Oh, is it? Were you expecting me to say Newton Abbot? Because that was obviously that was second on the list, obviously.
Yeah. Specifically Weatherspoons in Newton Abbot, wasn't it?
No, I had a really
nice
couple of days in Inverness. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful part of the country, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It helped that it was mid-July, so it wasn't too freezing cold. It was still cold. Yeah. I was still wearing a jumper in Inverness in July, but it wasn't too bad, and it was lovely. It's not my favourite place in the UK, but it was probably the nicest place that I visited. Does that make any sense? If my favourite place isn't necessarily the nicest place.
I think it also has a lot to do with whether you were happy when you were there and who you were with and what memories you've got of it and all that stuff. It's not necessarily about the place, is it?
Yeah, so I think the nicest place I visited was just outside Inverness, but my favourite place in the UK is actually Beer in Devon. So
Beer. Did I go there with you? Did I come?
You went there with Ashley. You've been there with Ashley once.
Oh yes, that little place, that strange little place with one street town type of thing.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
I remember it. I know it was Seaton that I came to meet you, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah, which is the next town along, basically, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Beer is certainly a very unusual place, isn't it?
It's a lovely, for anyone who hasn't been, it's in Devon. It's not far from Lyme Regis. It's a tiny little fishing cove kind of village. It's got more and more popular in recent years because it's so nice. But it's just, yeah, it's I've got happy memories of when the kids were little. We used to go there on holiday. So yeah, that's why I think that's why it's my favourite place.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Do you know?
What about you? Oh, sorry.
Don't know. I've been to lots of lovely places in the UK. I love Dartmoor, and we've been. I think I said earlier, we've been up there twice this weekend with Will. It's his happy place, he calls it. We're so lucky to live near there, and it's just I've got happy childhood memories of Dartmoor. We used to go and visit friends in Devon when we lived, my friends and my parents and old family friends, and spend weekends up on Dartmoor and have really nice times. It's just beautiful. It's rugged and lovely, especially in the sunshine, not so much in the winter. But yeah, I really like Dartmoor, and I really like the Jurassic Coast in Dorset as well. All around Weymouth and Portland and up towards Devon from there. I think that's a really beautiful part of the world. We went and spent my mum's 80th birthday in a holiday park near there in February, and that was really lovely as well. And both the places I've said have been very countrysidey, and I'm not a countryside person at all, so that's odd, isn't it?
Yeah. See, I'm not a big fan of a city break. I did have a nice city break once in Liverpool. I can feel a sneeze coming on, so sorry if it overtakes me unexpectedly.
That's all right, you carry on.
Yeah, I had a very nice city break once in Liverpool and really enjoyed it. But as a general rule, I'm not a fan of a city break. I think because I live in a city, it doesn't feel like a break. It's just different traffic and the same shops.
Yeah, it's weird. I quite enjoy an abroad city break because it feels very different. But I don't. If I was planning a weekend away in this country, I probably wouldn't have a city break. Although I went to Edinburgh and had a really good city break there, but that sort of felt like abroad because we went there on a plane.
Yeah.
so it sort of felt like being abroad.
I've never been to Edinburgh. I've been to Glasgow, but not Edinburgh.
I think Glasgow's meant to be quite nice as well, isn't it?
I don't remember much about it.
Oh.
I'm not sure why.
Anyway,
I don't remember very much about it at all.
The next part of the question is, where would you like to visit in the UK and why?
In the UK. I've not explored much of Wales. I've been to Cardiff and Swansea and kind of along the bottom there, but I've never been to North Wales. I also I would like to go to Ireland, and Natalie and I keep talking about going over to Ireland. Now, I realise for any Irish listeners, I realise that the people in the bulk of Ireland are not in the UK and that only Northern Ireland is in the UK. I do realise that. However, it's easy to get to, isn't it? I can go from here to Northern Ireland and then and so on and so forth. So yeah, I guess it's not, strictly speaking, it's not within the parameters of the question, is it? But
well, it could be. Dublin's fab. I loved it. Yeah, and again, yes, I know Dublin's not in the UK. Dublin was absolutely brilliant. We had some really nice trips to Dublin back in the late 90s, long time since I've been to Ireland now. But I would like to go to Belfast. Will worked for a company whose head office was in Belfast and he used to fly out there every few weeks. And he said it was a really nice city. So that's a city that I'd like to go to. I've never been to Northern Ireland. And where else would I like to go in the UK that I haven't been to? York. You've been to York recently, haven't
York's
you?
lovely. I've been to York many times, but yeah, I hadn't been for about 10 years until I went last week. And York's beautiful. Yeah.
I'd love to go to York.
You and Ashley were supposed to go, weren't you, and had to cancel?
We were supposed to go, and it was, I think I talked about this a few weeks ago on here. It was COVID, and it was when they changed the country into lots of different zones, and certain zones had certain rules, and you couldn't cross over, and it was all of that malarkey. So we didn't go in the end.
Yeah, I would definitely reschedule that one if you get the chance, because it is lovely.
Yes, I'd like to. Yeah, definitely. Where else? I like Brighton as well. Brighton's a nice city. I enjoy.
I've never been to Brighton.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah, never been. That's where Nick and Andrea's daughter Ellen is at uni, isn't it, Brighton?
Yeah.
I think it's where Stall 69 lives as well. So.
Oh well, it must be a nice place then.
Yeah, but yeah, I've never been. It's very Oh, what I was going to say cosmopolitan. That's not the word I want at all. What's the word for when there's lots of very diverse people in one place?
Multicultural.
I don't think it was multicultural that I meant, because I meant more that people with, not necessarily people of different cultures or different skin tones, but people of different outlooks on life. So kind of like hippie people and arty people and crafty people, all that kind of thing. What's the word for that? There's a word for that, isn't there? And I can't. Diverse, yeah, that'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it must be a very fun place, Brighton.
I really like it.
Yeah.
I had a few days there, well, going back probably 10 years. Will went to he was at school, he was about 14, and he was invited to go to some chemistry camp thing going on at one of the it's not Brighton University, it's Sussex University or something, I think. And he was there for 3 days, and I drove him up there, and I stayed at the Premier Inn in Brighton city centre by myself for 3 days. It was lovely.
Yeah. I could quite easily go away on my own now as well. I've been thinking about that more and more in recent years, that, you know, there's a time when you think, well, you wouldn't want to go on your own, would you? Because what would you do? Actually, just to be on your own, it would be part of the aim, just to...
Yeah, please yourself. Eat what you want when you want. Do what you want when you want. Yes. I very much enjoyed it. And I wasn't particularly looking forward to it, but actually pleasing myself for 3 days was lovely. I also caught up with an old friend who I haven't seen for about 25 years or something, and that was really nice.
Yeah, I've also been considering going abroad on my own recently as well.
Have you?
Yeah. I think if I went abroad on my own for the first time, I would prefer to go somewhere I had been before, so that I had the familiarity of knowing where things were and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
There was a time when I would have looked at someone holiday on their own and thought, oh, they must be very bored. They must be, you know, oh, I wonder why they've come. Now I'm like, no, I think I could do that. I only want to lie in the sun and read and eat, and I don't need anyone with me to do those things.
Exactly. That is my perfect holiday, just lying in the sun, reading, watching the world go by, eating and drinking. Yeah, perfect.
It's an age-related thing, isn't it?
I'm sure it is, yes.
I'm sure it is.
No desire to go rushing around the place. It says the woman who's off to Norway to go sightseeing next week.
So are you flying to Norway and staying in Norway? And you're not cruising to Norway, are you?
No, we're cruising to Norway, Southampton to Southampton. Yeah. The only cruise that I would entertain going on, apart from the one that we did with New York. But as we've said before, I can't get my head around flying somewhere to go on a cruise. That for me is,
When we said that in a recent podcast, one of the comments, somebody said, it's very different when you fly with your cruise line to when you fly anywhere else, because the cruise line she's sorry, I'm falling over my words.
on a chartered
It's the
flight.
same process with luggage. Said you hand your luggage over at the airport and you don't see it again, and it's not your problem. So that would be one of the major things for me, is that the faffing at airports with luggage and stuff like that. So she said it's very different if you fly with P&O. But
on a flight that they've chartered specifically. I see that. Yes, I suppose it is, but it is still the faff level of going to the airport and parking and all of that malarkey.
Yeah, the joy of going on a cruise is that when you arrive at the cruise terminal, they take your car away and they take your luggage away, and you don't think about it anymore.
My mum lives only 30 miles away, so we're driving up to my mum's. We'll all get a taxi from my mum's and drops off at the cruise terminal. Stick your luggage in the little conveyor belt thing and then check in and get on the, it's just so easy.
When we went last time, you just leave your luggage by a door. There's a man there and he says, "Oh, put your suitcase there." And there's that moment of, I hope mine doesn't get left behind. It's not even in the terminal. I'm just leaving my luggage outside. That's a big one. But it did. I don't think anybody's ever not got their luggage on a cruise ship. I'm not sure. Maybe they have.
Oh my God, I could tell you some horrific stories about people not getting their luggage on cruises from when I worked on them. Oh, hideous.
Where did the luggage end up then? How does it not get to them?
Well, it doesn't get to this generally when they have come in on a charter flight, funnily enough. And their luggage has got lost somewhere between when they dropped it off at the airport and when they rocked up on the cruise ship.
Yeah.
And usually they used to send it on to the next port, which was fine, be in a couple of days' time. But if you're doing, 7 days across the Atlantic, or they're going to have no luggage for 7 days. How hideous is that? it was quite sad, actually. People used to honestly go their whole cruise without their luggage. Yeah, just awful. And it was, somebody would lose their luggage almost every cruise.
Yeah.
Because somebody's luggage didn't make it, and sometimes it would turn up a couple of days later, and sometimes it wouldn't.
Horror stories.
Absolutely, yes.
Even more nervous now. Every time I drop my luggage off, now I'll be like, "Please make sure it gets to me."
There is something nice about you get to your cabin and there's your suitcase. You go, "Oh, it's here."
Oh, thank goodness! Yeah, the last one we went on, I think it was my luggage arrived quite a while before Tammy's. I think that was it, and it's like, I'm like, that's fine because I'm bigger than you. So although you won't look great in my clothes, at least you'll be able to wear them.
They will.
Whereas if it had been the other way around, I would not have fitted in Tammy's clothes.
Oh God, yes. Well, I remember once years ago we went on holiday to somewhere in Greece with a tiny airport, Kefalonia, I think it was, and my suitcase literally came out last on the conveyor belt. Everybody else had gone. The
airport was deserted. The cleaner was sweeping the floor and whistling to himself.
I convinced myself it wasn't coming out, and I was not in a happy state.
And there's always one random item just going round and round on the conveyor on its own, and you're like, "Where is my case?" There's like a child's dummy or something just traveling round and round. Yes.
Oh God, yeah, but touch wood.
When your case finally popped out through those rubber curtains must have been
oh, joy, honestly. A moment of absolute joy. Yeah. I don't think we've only got 5 minutes left, and I don't think we've finished.
We missed
oh no, we did. Oh right, if you could, Quickfire, you got to visit somewhere in the UK. City break.
Oh, having just said that, I didn't particularly enjoy city breaks. Okay, I'll take Edinburgh since you recommend it and I've never been.
Oh, okay then. I'm going to take Belfast, as I already said I wanted to go there. Seaside Resort.
My favourite, or so one I've never been
to visit. Which one would you like to visit?
I've not done much in Cornwall. I've never been to St Ives or anywhere like that. So,
if you went there, you'd meet a man with 7 wives.
Well, I don't want to be a wife, so as long as he's already got his full complement of 7, that's fine.
I'm just trying to think of a seaside resort I'd like to go to, and I'm drawing a blank.
Margate.
That's ridiculous.
Skegness.
They don't sound very glamorous, do they? I mean,
No.
I could be doing them a complete disservice. I've never been. I think Margate's quite fashionable now, isn't it? It's sort of up and coming now, isn't it? Perhaps I'll go there then. Okay, countryside.
Somewhere I'd like to go or somewhere I've been?
Like to go.
I don't know. I've not done much on Dartmoor, and you're selling that quite well. So
In the sunshine, it's lovely. I won't take you up there when it's
Oh, I know where I'd like to go. I'd like to go to the place in Yorkshire where they filmed
Harriet.
Oh, no, the other one. Compo and Clegg and Foggy.
Oh, Last of the Summer
Last of the Summer
Wine.
Wine.
Yes.
Yes. I'd like to go to that village there. I'd like that. That would be nice to wander around and see all the bits where they filmed. I'd like that.
Yeah. I think I'll go back to the Jurassic Coast, the Southwest Coast Path.
Does that count as countryside? Is that not seaside?
Well, I don't know. It's sort of
bending the rules. I'm sorry, Joan. We can't stick to the rules. We're
not very good. Okay, historical location is the last one.
Oh. I don't know. I'm not a big history buff.
I'd like to go to, I can't remember what it's called in real life, but where they filmed Downton Abbey.
Oh, Highclere House. Mum's been there.
Yes, I think that's it.
Yeah, I think it's called Highclere House.
I'm going to just Google that. I feel like it's something else. Where did they film Downton Abbey? Yes, you're right. Highclere Castle.
Oh, that was it. Yeah. So Mum's been there. Mum and Sue went on.
Did you notice I shouted then? It was because I put a window over you, so I was shouting so you could hear it behind the internet.
So I can hear from behind the window that you'd opened. I'm glad it's not just me that's so technically minded.
Yes, that's where I'd like to go. I think that would be lovely. And I'd also like to see inside the Houses of Parliament.
Would you?
Well, not if any MPs were there, definitely not.
I've never been inside the Tower of London, so that might be interesting.
Oh, that's good. We did that a few years ago. Enjoyed that.
Yeah, I've been around the outside, but I've never been
in.
Yeah.
Did you do a historical location or not?
I've just done the Tower of London. You'll have to take that.
Oh, right, then we'll take that. Yes, that will do.
Yeah.
Right. I think we've answered all of Joan's questions, apart from our controversial.
Yeah. Maybe we'll save talking about our controversial beliefs for our final swan song when you and I both decide that we no longer wish to have an internet presence of any kind. Then we'll go out
time to reveal all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Commit internet suicide.
Thank you all very much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed it. I feel like it was a very rambly one this week.
It was a bit rambly, but maybe those are the ones people do enjoy, because who knows? Who knows what people enjoy? Do let us know in the comments what you enjoy.
We did have a comment from someone this week saying that they give a toss as well, and they're glad we're going back to weekly.
Oh, lovely. Who was it?
Anyone else gives a toss? I give a toss as well. So we won't be here next week because I'm sailing the seven seas. Well, just the North Sea, really.
Sons of the sea.
Is it the North Sea? I feel like it might not be the North Sea. I don't know. I probably need to check that.
I'm not the geography department. I'm really not. We had an entire section of geography on the quiz the other night, and I just shut down. I was absent.
I'm just checking. Oh, it's the Norwegian Sea, grouped with the Atlantic Ocean or the Arctic Ocean, but it is between the North Sea and the Greenland Sea. There you go.
I'll do. Some of it's bound to seep through, isn't it? Because there's no kind of dividing line between the two. There must be a bit where some of the water media has been somewhere else.
Well, you'd think so, yes. I mean, it could be the Pacific, could be the Atlantic, couldn't it? We wouldn't know.
Yeah, well, it's only what we've decided to name them.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could be called Cedric. You don't know.
Could be. On that note, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.